look at Cruz.
Sorry, say it again. I lost your connection for a second.
Yes. When you look at Cruz Azul, obviously they have a terrific coach, and that was a very dramatic win they had against Atlanta. I know that all games are won in the midfield or decided in the midfield, and we've talked about your midfield before, but with the versatility and the skill set that the different players, Scott and Ashley and Ben and Brand, present, do you feel like that maybe the midfield is an area that you can, if not expose, maybe take advantage of as the match goes along because of all the different options you have there?
John, yes. For me, it's difficult to divide the game into sections, but it's true that the midfield is key. Is almost like the core of the body that brings together the lower part and the upper part. So the midfield obviously is very important. We have I spoke with the club a long time ago about the characteristics that I wanted in midfield, and soon we are going to get also Brecht, De Jager, but with the players that they've been played with, Brandt, Ashley, Scott, Ben, also Chris Egert that help us in training, and Harry Aful, that for me also I consider a midfield. I think we have a set of skills that can be interesting and can help us to play the way we want to play, with the ball and without.
Thank you, John. Do you have another question for
Yes.
Professor?
I'll make it quick. When you look at Cruz Azul, we know that all the Liga MX are very technically sound. They're usually good on the counter attack. They're very organized defensively. What do you see from Cruz Azul? They played 2 close matches. Obviously, the first match was decided by Messi's free kick, and then they went to penalties in the second match. What do you see from them, and what do you think will be just some of the keys overall where you'll be able to maybe exploit or that you'll have to be concerned with?
No, Cruz Azul, I followed them together with the coaching staff and the analyst. And we know that it's a team that presents a number of challenges, good strikers in Lotti, Moises, but also, not just them, but they have, like you say, they all have Mexican team. They are technically sound, tactically very, very well coached. They can defend deep, they can defend higher, very good in transitions, very good in taking advantage of those moments of losing or regaining possession. And by the way, when I saw them playing against Miami, I thought that they deserved better than the result that they got. Then obviously, when you have Busquets and Messi, you know that anything can happen any minute. These are players that, on top of the profession in the world for many, many years. So it's not this the moment that we discover the ability of those players. But just to say that Cruz Azul, in my opinion, they play very well. They had chances, and they could have been, with a different scoreline by the time that that Messi scored the free kick. So we are very aware of the challenge they present, but I also thought that Necaxa was a good team. And I want to give credit to our boys for the way they minimized the threat and frustrated Necaxa, because they also had very good strikers, and with Batista, with Mendes, that unfortunately he got frustrated and made that foul. But we knew that they could have present a big challenge to us. And it's one of those teams that if you don't put pressure onto them, they can come out with the ball and play, because they're all technically sound, including the goalkeeper. So we need to be very aware of that and to respect the game, which means respecting ourselves and the opposition, to give our best.
Thank you, Professor. Now it's the turn of Carol Walton, please. Carol.
Hey, Christian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Good morning, Carol. Good afternoon, brother.
Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to see if you could tell me a little bit about Uronen, a little bit more specifically about your new left back.
Yeah, we, as I told you in the past, we needed to add to our squad certain characteristics, and we found Jere that I found out from the scouting department that there was the possibility to sign him. And for me, I knew the player from before because I've seen him playing for Finland. I followed, obviously, when I was in Europe, different leagues, Belgian league as well. I knew more or less his characteristics when, you know, the work was presented to me of the scouting department. It didn't take me a long time before I actually could say that I was on board with the idea, with the possibility. I think he's a player that will bring us experience, will bring us. I think he can do many things as a player. He's good on the ball. He's very focused defensively. I think he's one of those fullbacks that can go and support the play from deep, but also he can also stay and play the back three with the national team in multiple occasions. So I think his versatility and this ability, tactical ability and technical ability, is what convinced me that to give the green light when this possibility was presented to me.
Thank you, Carol. Now it's time for Michel Gianon.
Thank you. How are you, Coach?
Bene, but I see the name Michele Giannone. It sounds
Italiano.
very Italian to me.
Come va? Come stai?
Bene, bene, grazie. Te Michele sei italiano?
Sì, da Sicilia.
Ah, ok.
Ma ho cresciuto qua.
Sì.
Qua negli Stati Uniti.
Ok.
Mio padre è italiano.
Siciliano. Okay, no, listen, I believe we have to speak English, so
Yeah, that's
at least Spanish, where I don't really, that's not my strength. I think I can understand most, but maybe it's better I stick with English.
No, parliamo in inglese per questo.
Okay, good.
Okay, Coach, thank you so much for your time. So, for example, we're in the summer, right? And the transfer market is open. And it's difficult. I'm guessing it's difficult to prepare because you, for example, mentioned Lotti, and Lotti is reportedly leaving Cruz Azul, so he may not be available tomorrow. So how difficult it is to prepare these type of games when you don't know exactly who you're playing against with? Thank you.
Yeah, Michele, this is the challenge of every coach in every league during the transfer market. It goes from top to bottom, and when I say this, I mean respectfully, top with the teams that they are the most important teams in the world, bottom with the ones that they are maybe in lower divisions, but the problem is the same for everybody. It goes from the Manchester City, Real Madrid of this world up to everybody. And if you look, I mean, the question before you, Michele, was about the player that we just acquired. So I understand it's difficult for everybody. It's difficult for Cruz Azul because they might be without the player that, and I'm sure they will find, if that happens, they will find a substitute. But this is the moment in which you have to use your managerial skill and, you know, and to be able to deal with what is available and what happens, because I understand also for the people that in the clubs that they make the deals, for the sporting directors, the scouting departments and the front offices, everybody would like to do the deal in their own terms, money-wise, time-wise, but you know very well that the world works in different ways, and there are certain windows in which moments overlap, and you have to be able to deal with those. It's not ideal, and I know that in football is not ideal. Every coach would like to have all the players before preseason starts, but it is the nature of the sport, and we need to adapt to that and to deal with that.
Thank you, Professor. The last question for you is Tyler Trent.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hello, Tyler. Fine, thank you. I hope you're well too.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I had a question about the new signing. So Leagues Cup squads have already been submitted. So I imagine we probably aren't going to see him in these games. Is that the case?
You are referring to Uronen? Who you are referring to, Tyler? Uronen or De Jager?
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's just on my end or.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, are you referring to Uronen, to the left back? Yeah, but Uronen is a guy that we just signed the papers, and he needs to go through the visa process. So until he gets registered by MLS, I would love him to join us and play for us, because he just completed the preseason in Brest, in France, which means he might not be at the same speed that we want, but surely he will not be out of place to train and maybe to play a few minutes with us. But I don't think he can, because of the bureaucracy and because of the papers that he needs to acquire in order to be registered by MLS.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
This is all for the conference.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
you.
Emilio. Bye.
Thank you very much. Now we'll have an announcement to make. Please, Will, if you can help me with that.
Yeah, hey guys, Will Martin here from Charlotte FC. Unfortunately, due to getting started late, we're not going to be able to have Scott Arfield on. Our local media in Charlotte, please connect with me, and we're happy to get you sound bites from Scott. But apologies for the delay there today, and apologies for the scheduling issue, but we will not be able to have Scott Arfield on.
Thank you so much, Will. Well, thank you very much to Professor Christian Lattanzio and the Charlotte player Scott Arfield for attending this press conference. And thank you to all the media that attend this conference. See you in the match day. Thank you.